I think of the virtues as gemstones. Each is solid with a permanent color and shape. If we throw a diamond into a pond and it lays there for 1,000 years, the diamond will not change, nor does its beauty diminish. And when discovered again, there will be no mistaking it for a common stone. The virtues are like that. They are among the permanent things that belong to our human nature, and they have an enduring quality. They empower us to become complete human beings. Without them, we could not become complete human beings. Humankind has given names to the virtues. Every great religion and culture has done this. The virtues are love and justice, faith and courage, prudence and hope. We do not invent these virtues. Indeed, they are precedent to the very choices we make. The virtues are the components of a moral character. They give direction to the will, and they define our actions. For example, one does not choose to be courageous any more than one decides to be cowardly. A person is either courageous or he or she is cowardly. There is no in-between. It's a hard saying, but there is no in-between. When we say a person is courageous, we mean that the virtue of courage belongs to the very core and essence of that person, of who, not just what that person is. So how do the virtues come to exist in persons? They come to exist through example and exercise. Initially in the home, as children assume their first offices in life as sons and daughters. Not by reading, but by watching, first of all. Later, this extends to the school and the playground. The virtues equip and enable children to become social beings with a sense of duty and responsibility toward others. Moral character, a virtuous character, is a habitual orientation of the self, in and toward the world, that disposes a person to choose for the good, to do what is right and just in every instance. Moral rules and principles are important, but they are not sufficient. Their application, whether for good or ill, depends entirely upon the character of the agent. If a child merely memorizes moral rules and principles, unsupported by virtue and a moral imagination, that child might just as easily use these rules and principles for selfish or destructive ends as for the good. The great 20th century Jewish philosopher Martin Buber tells a story about his early teaching experience when he made the dreadful mistake of giving mere instruction in ethical rules and in principles, while not attending to the formation of the people before him. In his essay, titled The Education of Character, Buber recalls the following. I tried to explain to my pupils that envy is despicable, and at once I felt the secret resistance of those who are poorer than their comrades. I tried to explain that it is wicked to bully the weak, and at once I saw a suppressed smile on the lips of the strong. I tried to explain that lying destroys life, and something frightful happened. The worst habitual liar of the class produced a brilliant essay on the destructive power of lying. Whether or not a carpenter is a good man does not determine the effectiveness of how he handles a saw or hammer or the quality of the cabinets he builds. Morality is different, however. Moral rules and principles are not mere tools, like the carpenter's saw and hammer. The correct use and application of moral rules and principles depends entirely upon the character of the agent and the manner in which that agent inhabits the world.